This upcoming weekend, UFC's blessed us with not one but two events. Two events.
That's exciting.
So you know the white belts want us to touch on the main event for those respective ones.
If they wanted, I guess we could do it.
And that's the only reason we gotta give them what they want, and that's that content. Friday night.
Okay.
Ultimate Fighter finale.
Yeah.
I know you're not watching Ultimate Fighter.
It's gonna be tough for me, but I'd probably catch the main event though.
And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So that's the most important part. RDA versus my guy, your guy, the Nigerian nightmare himself, Kamaru Usman.
It took me a long time to come around to Kamaru Usman because his fighting style is not the most entertaining, let's just say. I'm just going to say it, right? But
fair.
the boy is dominant. Every
dominant.
time he steps in there, he has a way to win.
Yes.
And it usually looks pretty easy.
Yes.
So this is a good matchup for him. I'm excited to kind of see what happens, but I expect Usman to do what Usman does.
Yes.
Put those hands on RDA.
Yeah.
Dominate him and show him why you're still the most disrespected fighter at 170.
And I think it's a tough fight. To be honest, at first I liked it, but the more I kind of am getting closer to the fight, the more I'm not really for it. And the reason is because we all know that Usman and Colby hate each other. But all the UFC is doing is giving them the same fighters to fight and not each other. So now we know that Colby beat Damian Maia, and convincingly. Now we know that Colby beat RDA, and convincingly. So now Usman is expected to really beat up RDA.
It's true.
Because he has to live up to that same expectation that Colby did. So for me, there's no real win in it for Usman because he has to go in there winning this fight, dominate this fight.
And if he does, they're just going to say, well, Colby already did it. You
Yes.
know what I mean? So yeah, it's not much gain for him in there. He's kind of been set up in a way that doesn't allow him to shine fully.
Yes.
But what are you going to do?
I want him to finish RDA. Because I like Kamaru a lot. I was checking his record. He's 10-0 in the UFC if you count the 2 Ultimate Fighter victories, which I like to count because I still think they're victories under the banner.
All right.
So you're talking 10-0 in the best promotion in the world. It's hard to argue that he deserves a shot after he beats, or if he beats RDA. Because he's waited long enough, and beating Damian Maia, former #1 contender, now beating RDA, former whatever title contender, you gotta give him that shot after Colby.
You gotta give it to him. I mean, I think everyone that's gonna watch that fight is gonna recognize that. Okay, yeah, maybe Colby's next in line, but after Colby, for sure, if Usman can get past RDA, it's gonna be Usman. The tricky thing that happens is, let's say maybe a Woodley says, I want to fight someone else. Maybe they do some kind of super fight. That's when Usman can kind of get into trouble as far as his title shot. And if he sits around for too long, we know that the UFC doesn't look too kindly on that. Someone else might be given the shot. So he kind of has to take this fight. He might honestly still have to fight another fight before he gets the title shot. And it's unfortunate, it's not fair. But it's the UFC as we know it today, and that's just what it is.
That's fair, and I'll respect that, but I will be watching this fight.
You're going to watch it?
And I'll watch it, and we'll see what happens. Another potential #1 contender fight is happening the next day in Australia. Mark Hunt, well, no, sorry, not Mark Hunt. He is on the card, though. Shout out to Mark Hunt there. JDS versus TUIVASA. And that's an exciting fight if you like to drink shoes. That is gross.
Well, yeah, I think in, what's his name, TUIVASA? Tai, is that how you say it?
That's it.
TUIVASA?
Yeah, that sounds pretty fresh.
In TUIVASA's last fight, he did take a step up in competition against an Arlovsky. But we know that Arlovsky's chin is not anything close to what it used to be. And so if you're able to kind of flick him right on the chin in the right place, he'll probably
falling down.
Go to bed. So it was sick to see him get that level of competition and kind of walk through that challenge seamlessly. This is a whole nother level with JDS. Granted, he hasn't been as active in recent years, but everyone that knows fighting, the way that you and I know fighting, JDS is a bad boy. This is actually a great fight that's probably going to slip under the radar a little bit, but I'm super hyped for this one on Saturday, man.
I think so too. And it's refreshing because I think when you look at main event fights, you know who's winning that fight generally. You know which way the UFC is leaning. You think, okay, this guy will probably get the job done. In this fight, to be quite honest, sitting here right now, I don't know where that fight can go.
I don't know either, bro.
If JDS's chin holds, he could last the 5 rounds and then start dominating from the 3 to 5 mark. If he gets knocked out, well then you know TUIVASA's getting that knockout. And JDS could even potentially knock out Tai as well. So I think it's exciting, I think it's intriguing, and I think it's just good matchmaking because regardless of who wins this fight, you can market that person.
Yeah.
And you could, but what I said at the beginning of the segment here was that it's a #1 contender fight. Do you see it as that, or you think I need a few more?
I do see it as that. I mean, I know already there's been some chatter, and we touched on this in the Ngannou Blades video, but there's been some chatter about the fact that whoever wins this fight could probably take on a Francis Ngannou, and then the winner of that fight gets the title shot. I mean, that's how close these guys are to the top.
Right.
Tuivasa's been in the UFC, I don't know for how many years
Maybe
now,
2 years max.
2 years, but he's rattled off win after win after win.
I know.
And they're usually all by KO.
Yes.
And he usually drinks some alcohol out of his shoe afterwards.
Yes,
he knows what he's doing in terms of selling fights.
Yes.
I'm hyped to see him hopefully get that done again on Saturday. But yeah, to your point.
So you're leaning towards Tuivasa right now.
Just because of the momentum.
Homeland too. He's fighting hometown
as well.
favorite, right? So
I'm leaning that way. I kind of like the kid's personality as well. So yeah, I'm leaning that way a little bit. What about you?
It's sad too because I like JDS a lot.
Yeah.
But you know when somebody's been in the spotlight for so long, you just need that new blood. And that heavyweight division is exactly that. I mean, we still have guys like Mark Hunt, who I mentioned earlier, Alistair Overeem.
Yeah.
Still fighting at the
Not
upper
even
echelon.
Exactly, still at the upper echelon.
Andre Arlovsky, who you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
These guys have been in the spotlight way too long.
Way too long.
That Tai, he just reinvigorates the division. Him and Ngannou, Blades, they just kind of give a spark of fresh air.
We need it. I'm desperate for it, frankly. So yeah, hopefully he gets it done.
Yeah.
And we see some fresh blood top of heavyweight.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you be mad? So,
it wouldn't hurt. What do you wipeouts think? Who do you think is going to win that fight? I should say Tuivasa or JDS, Usman or RDA? Let us know in the comments below.